All right, moving on to our next Patreon request, and this one comes from Gordon Rajani, who asked me to do a Indiana Jones H.P. Lovecraft crossover, which I haven't really got to do a lot of H.P. Lovecraft stuff. I love Lovecraft, the mythos, not the author. Let's be clear. Anyway, as always, if you guys would like to have your own Patreon request done, just hit the link in the description box below. Head on over to my Patreon, hit the 3rd tier. That'll allow you access to do so. But other than that, let's get started with the video. So this story is set before Raiders of the Lost Ark. This is Indy still going on like adventures and whatnot, and this is set somewhere in the late 20s. I guess you could even say like this is also set because apparently Temple of Doom is a prequel to Raiders of the Lost Ark, so we're still like this is before Temple of Doom even. So it's still like an Indiana Jones in his a little younger years, still, you know, being the wide-eyed adventurer and shit like that. But anyway, so Indy is starting. This is his first year starting being a professor. He's basically like getting, he's starting a teaching job and things like that. And one day he gets a letter while he's just grading papers and whatnot, and he gets this letter from this unknown person known only as Dr. Ward. And Dr. Ward calls, basically says like, hey, I've heard about your exploits, Dr. Jones, and from one man of science and man of history to another, I require your help in recovering a idol. Like, there was a lost idol that was very important to this fishing town in Innsmouth. It's upstate New England. I have reasons to suspect that idol has been taken for unknown purposes. So, that idol belongs in a museum, but I've tried to talk to the people of Innsmouth and they won't give it to me, so I can put it in a museum and further research it. But yeah, so I kind of figured, hey, you're a expert archaeologist. How about you go get it? So Dr. Jones, so Indiana is like, all right, yeah, I can go and check this out and see what the problem is, and maybe this idol belongs in the museum. And as he's doing research, he's only getting like partial information. Like anytime he tries to look up the idol of this idol, which is called the Idol of Dagon, all he's really getting is like piecemeal. It's not like it's really been researched, and it's almost talked about in most like text as like this almost forbidden piece of knowledge. It's basically almost treated like no one wants to acknowledge this kind of evil. Like it's almost evil, and no one wants to acknowledge it. But he's like, whatever. I don't believe that mystic mumbo jumbo. I'm gonna go check it out. So Indiana goes. His full name is Henry Indiana Jones, but yeah, Indy goes, and he travels to Innsmouth, and he's heard bits and pieces also about like the town of Innsmouth, and like it was flooded during a cataclysm, and the government kind of left it there, and there's still people there that live in the town, but they are basically very isolationist. So, Indiana needs to like keep on his toes when talking to these people, because they're like, yeah, they don't from one person as he's driving up as he's going to Innsmouth, one person he passes by is like, yeah, can you help me get to the town of Innsmouth? And he's like, don't fucking go there. Like, for real, just whatever is up there and whatever you want to find, you're not going to find it. All you're going to find is insanity. So my advice, mister, go the fuck home and don't come back. But Indy doesn't listen and proceeds to traverse further in order to find this idol. And he comes upon it, and he sees that the town is like partially flooded. He has to like get a boat from someone. He's just like, hey, I'm here. I'm just here on a business trip. I'll be out by like a day or two. And he was like, all right, we don't get many strangers out here in Innsmouth. And he's like, yeah, such a nice town. I can see why. So Indy gets on a boat and he's like traversing the flooded streets and seeing like it's almost like Venice, but like at the same time there's like an eeriness to it. There's this disturbed kind of feeling to it all. There's this just nothing feels right. Nothing feels natural. It's none of it. None of it's okay. Like none of this feels 100% fine. There's no birds in the air. There's no like dogs barking. There's no like all there is just the hum of Indy's boat as he's like pushing along and traversing the basically traversing this terrain. So eventually he does find like he's finding people left and right, but they're like being very like secretive. They're being like they're not really showing their faces either, and they're basically like, yeah, there was kind of a sickness going around, but we're all fine. And they even offer like, why don't you stay here? Like, why don't you rest here for the night and you can start asking around for this whatever you're looking for. But Indy's like, no, it's fine. And they're like, please, we insist. So he ends up staying the night and he's like still trying to figure out what the hell's going on. He knows something is off, but in the night he hears like this chanting in the hotel. So he goes down and sees the people of Innsmouth who like have these fish-like faces to them, chanting to the idol. And in that moment, Indy is just like, "What the fuck?" And then he shoots up awake in bed, in his bedroom, and he's just like, "That was a dream, right? Like that had to have been a dream." But as he continues, he's still like trying to find this lost idol and trying to discover what's going on. But as he like digs deeper, he starts learning about like what happened to Innsmouth, and he's also been seeing he also sees like in the night figures that don't look quite human. And as he like continues his investigation, he's just kind of he's basically seeing all of these horrors and all of these like unknown these entities, and every time he like dreams, these dreams feel more real, and it's like something is trying to reach out to him, like something that he can't comprehend. Eventually he does find out like the idol is in where else but the old church. So Indy's like, I don't know, like it's driving me now. Like I could just easily just up and abandon this whole crazy quest, but like something now is driving me to find this idol. And eventually he does break into the church and sees like they're all praying to this idol of Dagon. And when they're all like, yes, come Dr. Jones, we brought, that letter was for you. We want you to spread Dagon's love across the country. We want you to, let the shadow of Innsmouth spread. So they're all like getting him to try to touch the idol, and even like there are voices calling to him to like touch the idol. But Indiana is just like trying his best to like resist it, and he's like, no, and just fucking smashes this idol. And everyone in Innsmouth is like screaming and crying out, and among it all, like something rises out of the water outside of Innsmouth, and it's this huge just monster. And when Indy looks upon it, he's just screaming and screaming, and eventually he does then he finds himself blacking out from just the absolute insanity he just saw, and he wakes up in a asylum. But they're like, don't worry, you're not committed. We just found you outside of the town, just walking around like in a daze. You look like you got mugged. You're in Arkham Asylum, and my name is Dr. West. We didn't commit you because we fact checked. We checked around. The staff checked around and found you that you were just like, I guess you got mugged or something. He's like, yeah. Can I go now? He's like, yeah. Did you see something out there in Innsmouth? He's like, I don't know. So Indiana leaves and is just kind of like feeling this dread. It's like, was it all a dream? Was it not? I don't know. So there you go, guys. That is Indiana Jones, A Shadow over Innsmouth. I want to thank Gordon Rajani for this video. And other than that, hope you all enjoyed it. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.